Take two. Take one.
Oh, Lord.
Hey, everybody, this is Pastor Will and who are
Jimmy.
you? With the world famous Will and
Jimmy Show.
And we're here early on Wednesday morning, and you won't believe it. We were trying to record, and we were halfway through the program, and Jimmy says, uh-oh, the red dot isn't on the camera, and we haven't gotten any sound or any recording. So this is take two. We're starting all over, Jimmy.
Yeah, well, better late than never, I guess.
Yes.
Well,
Okay.
yeah, here we are, and we're actually recording this about in real time. This is Wednesday morning.
I was thinking maybe we should just wait until 8 tonight and just get on here and do it live interactively and let people chat back and forth.
We really should do that sometime. That would be good.
But not tonight.
No, not today.
Yesterday was a long day, and I didn't get home until it was really late because I spoke at St. Dominic's Church, made another visit. We had an interview from Channel 11, and it was just a busy day yesterday.
It was a very busy
And
day.
every day seems to be that way at Shades of Grace.
It is. And it's getting increasingly busy. We are seeing literally record numbers almost every day.
Yes.
Somebody was asking me yesterday, they were here from Ballad Health, and I said, I remember a day when 75 meals, we were like, whoa, that was a busy day. And now we're hitting 170 meals or more.
Right, yes.
Yesterday was 173.
Well, I think we've hit the record 3 times in the past week, reaching up to 180.
And looking, yesterday was the 21st, and we had already broken 2,000 meals for the month.
Wow.
And we still have 10 days to go.
So we're definitely going to break the record this month.
I believe so. Definitely believe
And guess
so.
what else this week is? Guess what's today? Or tomorrow?
I don't know. What is tomorrow?
It's either today or tomorrow. The full moon.
Yeah. Yeah. Felt like it was yesterday.
If today and tomorrow are any indicators, then we may just lock up and go on vacation.
There is something to that.
Yeah.
There's definitely.
We can always tell.
You can feel the uneasiness. We were talking to some of our friends from the Kingsport Fire Department here a few weeks ago, last full moon, I guess, and they were saying, "Oh yeah, their calls are more, the behaviors are more erratic during that time."
Well, even I've spoke to a lot of the folks here who are nurses in our congregation and folks who deal with people in different professions, and they say, "Yeah, it's really true." We can tell.
We can feel it.
Yeah.
We don't need a calendar.
Boy, we didn't need a calendar to tell us today or yesterday. Like I said, we're doing this on Wednesday morning, and we normally record on Tuesday, but we just couldn't get to it yesterday.
No.
I mean, it's just one of those days.
It's been hard this morning, but we are here, and no matter how busy things are or how chaotic things get around here, I always am excited to sit down and do this. This
I am too.
everything. And it's always just a joy for me to join all of you and then to watch with you on Wednesday evenings and comment back and forth and your interaction and all of our friends. And I will go ahead and say, stick with us tonight. We have some very
special guests,
international guests.
Yeah, there we go.
Coming up later for this show tonight. Yeah.
And we were able to record it earlier. It was recorded on Monday.
Yes.
And actually, I did remember to wear my Will and Jimmy show shirt today.
I had mine on
yesterday. And you had yours on yesterday. And I didn't, so.
I tried.
What do you got today there?
Today I have the Dave Clark 5.
Okay.
Better than the Beatles.
All right. Well.
Yeah. Give us a thumbs up if you remember the Dave Clark 5.
Okay.
And our friends from Canada, we were talking, we're always great to have them visit with us.
Yes.
We've spent about 2 weeks with them. And everybody knows my wife's Canadian.
Yeah.
And Charlotte always brings nice little Canadian gifts. And last week we talked about one of those, and that was the ketchup chips. And I asked my wife, I said, could we have a bag of ketchup chips for the Will and Jimmy show?
So she gave
said,
you a bag.
And I thought, I meant like a bag, like a full-size bag. But this is what we got.
Okay. Well, that's a bag.
But let's try
you got to be specific.
I guess. So they're
Let me try one of these ketchup. I think I've tried these years ago.
Good, isn't it?
I like it.
Very good. Very good.
It looked
So-
like sliced, what do you call it? That you put on the pizzas.
Pepperoni?
Yeah, looked like sliced pepperoni.
But it's very good. It has a very unique taste. Kind of a vinegary little kick to it. Salt and vinegar kind of thing. So, very good.
I think I have eaten these somewhere before. It could have been in Canada years ago, or maybe here. But
And
they are good.
And she always sends a nice little assortment of Canadian candies
Right.
and stuff, and
Yeah.
makes my family very happy.
If I just had a good ice cold Diet Dr. enough right now, I could eat that whole bag.
Well, there's your lunch.
Is it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yep, we've got.
Those things are, I mean, they kind of,
Well, yeah.
No one can eat just one.
Yeah.
Now, let's see
Yeah.
if they make a run on the grocery store tonight to get some chips. You know, you can get the dill pickle chips. Have you tried those?
I have, yeah.
Are they
They're very
good?
good. They're very
Are they?
good. Very good.
Okay.
Yep, very good.
And what else have they got?
But yeah, you cannot get these, and I'm not sure why, because I know these will sell very well.
Oh, yes.
Um,
Maybe
they're-
they figure it's in competition with McDonald's and ketchup and the fries. I don't
Maybe.
know. It tastes a
Maybe.
lot like the fries with the ketchup.
Yeah,
doesn't
it's
it?
very good.
Yeah.
Very unique.
You ever tried the sugar-free ketchup?
I have not.
That's what I buy. And actually, it's an acquired taste, but you can't tell that much difference.
But people, I don't think people realize how much ketchup or how much sugar
Sugar.
is in ketchup actually.
It's loaded
Yeah.
with sugar.
Yep.
So,
Which
yeah.
most things are really.
So, yeah, have
Anymore.
to get the sugar-free if you can.
Right. So,
So-
so they will be joining us, so stick with us. And we are coming very quickly upon, well, let me mention this first. Tomorrow is Thursday, the 23rd. Narcan, people, we talk about Narcan.
Okay. Now, when are we doing this?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow, Thursday, from 12 until 3.
Okay.
If anyone who volunteers here, or even if if you work in the community and you would like training on how to
Okay.
administer the Narcan in case of an overdose situation,
Sure.
they will be here tomorrow from 12 to 3. And it is individual training. They will
Okay,
take one
one-on-one.
person at a time,
Okay, good.
or 2 people at a time.
Because it's
Yeah.
very simple, really,
Yes.
to break open the,
Yes.
and we've actually had people's lives saved in this building
Right.
who were overdosed, and the Narcan saved them.
And there are instructions, when you open the box, but it's still good to know, to be familiar with, because, the way things are, you never know when you're going to
Oh,
run
no,
into this.
no. Whether,
You know?
I mean, I was driving in Johnson City 4 or 5 days ago, and a car was pulled over along the road. There was a young man just lying out on the grass, and they were giving him a CPR. And you never know. I've heard of people driving who just overdosed while they were driving their car along the highway. So you never know when you're going to be able to help somebody.
So that's tomorrow, Thursday, the 23rd, from 12 to 3, and then we'll also be doing that another day in June.
Okay, all right.
And we'll follow up on that date and let you know. And that is,
So did we do a little post on Facebook for that?
I have
I'm
not.
sure you will.
I've just put the signs up here at Shades, but I
Yeah.
will announce
Yeah.
that as well.
Yeah, I want to be able to be instructed again. I know we've had the Narcan here, but you forget those things
Sure.
sometimes.
And it's something that you don't
Things
want to
change.
necessarily, in that moment, you don't
Right.
want to have to read the instructions. And if you're frantic, those instructions,
Right.
so
You
it's
wanna
good to
be
have
able to do it
some one-on-one
immediately,
training.
yes.
Yes. So come join us tomorrow from 12 to 3.
Yes.
If you'd like that training.
Absolutely. You might be able to save a life.
You might.
Yeah,
And then we are so close
we're getting
to
there.
our trip.
Yep.
Boy, I tell you, time is flying by.
When are we going to debut the new T-shirts for everybody
I
to
should
see?
have done that today, but how that goes.
Yeah, well,
But we will. We'll have those. We'll put those out. Maybe after this Saturday.
okay, and we are going to have 2 days of rehearsal for our music for the Lake Junaluska Conference, which is coming up on June the 10th.
Right.
A Monday.
Yeah.
So we'll be doing the music rehearsal after our Saturday morning worship.
Saturday, June the 1st, and Saturday, June
June the
8th.
8th, yeah.
Yeah. So if you are planning to be in the choir, we really do ask you to come
To at least one of those.
to be a part of these, and just so you know the songs. Most of the songs we already
Yeah,
know. These
right.
are some that we do here often.
But we want to give it our best shot.
And, excuse me. And Landon has been doing these songs a lot in our services
Yes.
here recent, so people
Yeah.
know these songs. But still, we'd like you to be a part
How
of it.
many, would you say, T-shirts do we have designated now?
Probably 64, 65.
So we still have a few
And
shirts left.
yeah, and I ordered a few extra of each size
Right.
just in case. And we actually added one on Saturday.
Okay.
So
Did we remember to get one to Anthony Pittman? We need to
I
set
will
one
get-
aside.
I have his name on
Anthony,
this,
if you're
yes.
watching us, we're going to set the shirt aside for you and make sure that you get it, okay? Because I know that Anthony's not able to be with us because of distance and transportation, but you are a part of our congregation,
Absolutely,
and we
yes.
miss you.
We do.
But we're going to make sure you get that T-shirt, okay?
yeah, we sure
Yeah.
will. Yes.
And anybody else that's needing that, especially if you're going to be a participant in the service at Lake Junaluska, you need a T-shirt. And even if you're going to be in attendance and not singing in the choir, we'd love you to wear the shirt.
Yes,
So that
yes.
folks know where you're from. And they are beautiful shirts.
are.
I'm excited
We've got
for the folks to see
the
them.
few that have seen them. We got a lot of good comments
Yes,
on the shirts.
yes.
On how nice they are, and the plan is having those ready with names on
Yes.
them for the June 1st, the
Yes.
first rehearsal.
Okay, great.
And then you can get them. If you're not able to be here, you can get them that next upcoming.
So we're going to have a true dress rehearsal.
Well, yeah,
We could.
I guess we are. I guess we are.
All right, so that's exciting.
I can't believe it's already here.
No,
I
when we
cannot
started
believe
this,
it's
wasn't it
already
about 6 months out?
here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's right.
Wow.
Yeah.
So we're really excited about that.
And
Okay.
we have a few little announcements to
Go
make.
ahead.
This upcoming Monday is Memorial Day,
Oh, yes.
which is kind of the official
Yes.
beginning of summer.
Yeah.
And we will work amended hours that
Yeah,
day.
right.
We'll only be here from 10 to 12 to do the bag meals.
And everything else will be closed for the day.
Everything for the day.
Right.
And then the week of July 4th, which is the first, July 1st through the 5th, we will be closed.
Good.
For the whole week. That is-
Yay, I can't
that's
hardly wait.
for us, all of the volunteers,
Yeah.
everyone here. We're just taking a week off, and I think it does good on all ends
Yes.
for everybody just
Yeah.
to take a break,
That is true.
and even for the building just to rest.
Yes, everything needs a Sabbath rest. Jimmy, let everybody know about our service this past Saturday. Wasn't it a great
It
service?
was wonderful. It was such a great. We had 4 baptisms.
4 more baptisms.
This
You know, that makes,
young people.
you know how many people have been baptized through Shades of Grace this year in 5 months?
Is that
13.
13?
13 people. And we're having some young people baptized, children, young people, young couples. I mean, it's beautiful.
It is. It's
I mean,
great.
we're just really seeing a spirit of revival and resurrection here.
We are.
We really are.
We are.
Yeah.
Just new people every
Exciting.
week. Full house almost every
Every Saturday morning.
and new
Yes.
people every Saturday.
Yes.
And it's I am thankful for the online congregation
Yes.
we have.
Oh man, tell them how. I haven't looked this
I looked
morning.
this morning and we were at 8,900 views, and we even had a little hiccup
Yeah.
this week. Saturday evening when I started to load the service, we could not connect
Right.
with the Facebook server. Worked several hours Saturday night, several hours Sunday morning. Still, it was on the Facebook end, so we only had YouTube.
Right.
And then later in the evening, I was finally
We're
able to get it
loaded.
on Facebook about 8 o'clock or so. So we lost our live feed and the 4 hours time.
Yeah, and still are up
have
to 9,000.
almost 9,000. And then, yesterday we were looking through previous services
Yeah.
over the last, say, like 8 weeks or so.
Right.
And we have several Sunday services that are 13,000, 14,000
Yes.
people have viewed.
Yes,
And that is just
that is
amazing.
exciting.
It is. It's amazing that we have a growing congregation in
Yes.
person. We have an ever-growing congregation online.
Virtual, yeah.
And I'm just so thankful for that.
Well,
God is
know,
working in many ways.
The scripture says where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is liberty. And isn't there
Yes.
liberty in this place? I
Yes.
mean, just a wonderful spirit of worship and fellowship, and it's just so exciting mean, the rich and poor come together, and the Lord is the creator of all.
Yes.
And
Yes.
that's really what matters. I mean, God looks at the heart. He doesn't look at the stuff we hold in our hand.
That's true.
You know, I was telling someone yesterday, Jimmy, I read we go through 3 stages in life about stuff. Remember, everybody's got stuff.
Yeah.
You collect stuff, but you go through the stage of wanting stuff. Then you get to the stage in life of getting the stuff that you want. And you know what the last stage is, right?
Getting rid.
Getting rid of the stuff. So it's like the writer said centuries, millenniums ago, vanity, it's all vanity.
Right.
When it's all said and done.
It is. And if you ever been, and I've done it, and I know people who have done it, there's something that you see that you want that other people have, and you want it so bad.
And then you get it, you want it bigger and better.
And then you get it, and you're like, well, you know, and then those people have got a bigger and better one. Now you want that.
And they've also got a bigger and better payment to make, too.
That keeping up with the Joneses mentality. Right. And there's never any peace in that.
No, there's not.
Never.
No.
Never. Just, you know, be thankful, really, for what you have. And was talking to a lady yesterday, and I don't remember who it was, but we were talking about the showers. She didn't realize we did that many showers. And we were talking about, you know, if someone takes a shower, the least they can get is clean underwear and socks, you know,
right.
Men and women.
Yes.
And it just made me think, have we ever had to take a shower in our lives, in our whole lives, and not have clean underwear to put on after the shower? Even on our worst days, the worst of times in our lives, that's one of the things that we always have,
times.
You know? And this is something that we can just do for humility.
It's just the right thing to do. Right. Yeah, I mean, that's just showing mercy and compassion and being kind, you know.
Yes.
It doesn't cost us anything.
It doesn't. And the men's showers are in this building, in the same building here that we're in.
Someone's already gone through here as we were talking,
And I hear so many times when they're finished with the shower and they open the door and they say, "Oh,
feel so much better."
I feel so much better."
Yeah.
You know, and somebody told me one day there's not much that a hot shower won't remedy.
That's true.
Won't fix.
Right. That's right.
And we're thankful to be able to provide that service.
Yes, we are.
Which is one of the many ministries here that we could not do if it weren't for you who help support us.
And we have the hot showers next door for ladies. On 2 days a week, we do showers here 5 days a week.
Now, why do we only do 2 days on women's?
Well, that's, you tell me why.
Okay, well, we have a safe sanctuary policy that we go by 100%. And to do women's showers, we need 2 women in the building at all times. And we have to schedule that out, and we can't necessarily schedule that every day.
Right.
You know, there's always 2 men in this building, which
always.
It's just minimal, you and I.
Yes.
But so we schedule that, and that's why. And that has really picked up. We did, 5 yesterday
for the women,
and 9 men.
And there were women waiting who were not able to.
They were not able to.
Yeah, we had some issues. You just have to be here if you want to know what I'm talking about. Ask Gloria and Amy. They were both working the ladies' shower yesterday. They've both been volunteers here a year or longer.
Yes.
And they saw things yesterday and were involved in a situation yesterday that could have gone south really quickly. So we have to have safe sanctuary. That's primary. Safety is always primary.
It is.
So,
and that is why we do that. There is a reason to every procedure that we do. We have tried many things that didn't work.
Right.
And we always stay with what does work.
Exactly. And when you're dealing with mental health issues and then you get other things involved in it, it can go downhill really quickly.
It can.
Someone asked me last night as I was speaking at St. Dominic's Church, they said, you know, we used to come and do the hot meals years ago before the pandemic. And she said, is there a reason why we don't do that anymore and we do the things at the door? And of course she was mentioning that Kitchen of Hope also is serving at the door now. They don't let the people in. And I told her, yes, exactly what happened. It's for safety concerns. When someone came to our door and drew a weapon, and it ended up really pretty bad as it was, because it scared one of our members into a heart attack, and he almost died from that, from standing there witnessing it. But it could have gone a whole lot worse really quick. So we have to exercise exercise,
Right.
safe sanctuary. And by doing that, we have to have at least 2 adult people of each sex, whichever gender we're serving, then we have to have women for them or men here, The same goes true in our clothing
Right.
closet. We do not allow the customers to come into our clothing closet next door. They can come to the door, give sizes and desire for what they want, but then it will be picked out by our volunteers and brought to the door and given to you outside for safe reasons,
Right.
safe sanctuary reasons.
And I know that maybe some volunteers who were involved prior to COVID, when we were like that, don't understand.
Right.
But I assure you, we're doing more ministry now
We are
than we were doing back then.
definitely more one-on-one.
And we can do more
Right.
when it's one-on-one. We still allow people in the building.
Yeah. Matter of fact, there's 2 people here waiting now to see it. Someone I know to see me, someone to see you. We've already got volunteers in the
Yep.
building, and we haven't even opened yet. We're doing this early on Wednesday morning, but this place is always busy.
Yeah, it
isn't
is. It is.
It's always
And,
busy.
well, it is probably about that time.
Yeah, I
to
guess
head
it is,
away
Jimmy.
And get started for the day. And I didn't have any questions or anything for you. It's
That's
just
all right.
us this morning.
Yeah, and we seem a little low-key this morning to be early, but we're just
Yeah.
tired.
I
We're just
am.
really drained
Yeah.
and tired. This is a very draining and demanding calling, so pray for us. And we want to thank you again, all of you, our partners and friends, for your kindness, for your prayers, just for your support. Knowing that you're there and that we're here, we're all in this together. There is no one more important or less important. We're all in it in the kingdom of God. And
We are,
so
yeah.
that's, we're just thankful. And I told Steve, I think yesterday, I said, Steve, I cannot imagine where I would be in my life at this point or for the past 10 years if it were not for Shades of Grace. Can you?
No.
I mean, I
No.
can't even imagine
No.
what would I be doing? Where would I be? And I said, the same old, same old, same old. Okay, friends, this is Pastor Will. We're back again. Just like Jimmy and I told you, we do have special guests on this week's Will and
Jimmy Show.
Oh, you can do better than that. On this week's Will and
Jimmy Show.
All right, straight from Canada, from Sudbury, Ontario, and Brantford, Ontario, is our friend Charlotte and Penny. Yay!
Good to be
All
here.
right. And Miss Penny, it's been a year since you've been with us now,
Yes.
or longer. And we missed you, but Charlotte has been here since you were with her. So these are our friends, our long distance members, I like to call them. And they're faithful. I don't think we have any members in our virtual congregation or in the house that are any more connected to what goes on here at Shades of Grace than you two.
Thank you.
I mean, you're definitely right in the middle of whatever we're doing.
We love being part of it.
Yes, okay.
Absolutely.
All right.
Love it.
So give us just a little bit. Oh, I was going to tell you today, when you came down, 10 days ago?
Yes, about that.
Roughly. What was the temperature when you came?
When we got here?
When you left?
Or when we left?
When you left Sudbury?
It was in the 50s.
Okay. And but you've been having some cold weather.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Do you know what the temperature is there today as we're recording this?
It's actually 73 today.
Yeah, I looked it up and it's going to be 80 today.
80? Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so you're going to be going back and taking the heat wave with you when you go.
Well, I was just looking a little ahead, and it's going to drop down a little bit.
Oh, is it gonna
once
drop?
we get back. Once we
Okay.
get back.
Well,
That's okay, because
okay.
when it gets in the 50s, we're just happy.
happy with
and,
that,
Oh,
yeah.
yes. Like you
Okay.
rip off the jacket and go
Yeah,
out with
and go
the
on.
short sleeves and
Yeah.
go for a walk. So,
All right.
yes.
And so, Penny, you live about 4 or 5 hours
Yes.
away from Charlotte, and they are sisters-in-law, right?
That's right.
So
More like sisters.
More like sisters, yeah.
Sisters.
And to know these folks is to love them. They're really great people, and I wish all of you could get to know them and meet them. They're just very kind and sweet and humble people who love the Lord. And they did something today that I did not do. What is it? They wore their T-shirts.
That's right. Yes, we were.
And I've already been there and done that and got the T-shirt and forgot to wear it. Well, I'll tell you what, we're recording this on Monday this week because of the schedule of all of us. And normally I automatically put my shirt on Tuesday because that's typically when we record. And I just wasn't thinking about that this morning, so I'm the oddball out today.
That's okay, because you're always right on time the other time. So
Okay.
this is a little,
Once in a while, doesn't
a little
matter.
different, no.
Okay, we have the red here, and Jimmy says, we know that's for Pentecost, but he also said that's red for Canada. How does that blend in with your Canada?
With Canada, well.
The maple leaf?
The maple leaf.
The
yes.
flag and the maple
Yes,
leaf.
flag
All
and the
right.
maple leaf. That's
And by the way, you brought me some really good Canadian maple syrup in the shape of, the glass bottle in the shape of a maple leaf.
Yes.
It's really nice. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. And you brought Jimmy something that his wife always likes, and you know, she's Canadian too, if you don't know Jimmy's wife. But what is it that you brought?
It's ketchup potato chips.
Ketchup potato chips.
Yes, yes.
All right.
And it's
You don't have them
definitely
here.
a
We don't have
favorite.
them here. If we do, I haven't seen them.
I don't think you do.
But we have dill
I'm not-
pickle
Yes.
chips. And I saw yesterday chocolate dill pickles.
I never saw that.
Chocolate covered dill pickles.
Yeah, oh,
How's
I
that
saw
sound?
No, that doesn't
No,
sound good, but
no.
I saw that, I can't remember where it was. I saw it where someone had it, and I'm like, oh, I don't think that would be
I
for
don't
me.
think I would like chocolate covered dill
No,
pickles.
I don't think so
No.
either. I don't think so either.
Okay, so you gave us a little history lesson the last time you were here, when Penny was here. I guess it's been 2 years almost, when we did
2
the
years
Will
in
and Jimmy
October,
show.
yes.
Yeah, a year and a half.
Yes.
And you were talking to us about the loonies and the toonies,
That's
right?
right, the loonies and the toonies.
So-
And I was gonna bring the loony and the toonie, and then I forgot to bring my jacket, and that's where they
Well,
were.
tell everybody, just in case the folks here in Appalachia maybe doesn't know, what is the loony and the toonie?
The loony is $1, and the
Toonie is $2.
All right?
We don't have a $2 bill or a $1 bill.
No, these are coins.
They're all coins.
Coins, yes. And we
Okay.
don't have pennies.
Okay. Well, I heard that we are thinking about getting rid of pennies.
Are you?
They said it takes 2 cents to make 1 cent.
That's right, and that is why they
Yeah.
said that they changed it there,
Yeah.
and so everything's rounded up or rounded down.
Yeah, I read that in our U.S. currency, it takes 2 cents to make a penny. So, I mean, we'll go broke really fast at
Well,
that
that's
rate.
right, that's right.
Yeah,
And really, you don't need them because, I mean,
Round it off.
if they round up, like all you'll ever be, you can gain, and,
Yeah.
you know, and if you lose
Yeah.
a couple of
It all
cents,
averages
you're not
out.
gonna, no, because what do people do with their pennies? They just toss them
Yeah.
in a
Yeah.
piggy bank of some
Right.
sort or whatever.
What about, tell everybody what the loony, where does that name come from?
Well, the loony is, it's just a duck,
Yeah.
and I really don't exactly know. Do you know why they decided to call it? I mean, other than the fact that they put the loony on the loony.
I could understand the loony, but
But
how did they do the
The
tuning?
toonie,
Because it's two,
Well, I think
I think
that's
because
two, and
it's
they just,
two.
because they called it the loony, then they thought, well,
Okay.
okay, we'll do a two and we'll call it a toonie then.
That's what I believe
So,
also.
Yeah.
that's
Okay.
what I think. I'm not really
Okay.
sure
I
that,
believe
of
that.
that, but I think that's how it is.
okay. And Miss Penny, you were telling us an interesting story the other day. You have 3 sons, and 2 of them are identical twins.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about your family.
Well, Peter and Paul, they're named Peter and Paul.
Peter and Paul, and all they need is Mary to go with it.
Yes, I was hoping for a Mary 10 years later when I got Stephen. So, yeah, Peter and Paul were named after the first 2 disciples, and they're 52 years old, and Stefan is 42 years old, 10 years later.
Okay.
So my twins are separated now because the one boy is still living on in British Columbia, and my son Paul has moved back home with Mom
All right.
for 4 years.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay. Well, I saw somebody had a real cute little poodle in here a while ago. Do you have a dog?
I do. I have a little Morkie,
Okay.
and I've had her for 11 years.
Did that
in
make you
August.
homesick petting the poodle today?
A
Yeah.
little bit.
That was a cute little dog.
She's
It was.
Yeah.
a beautiful
Yeah.
little dog.
Yeah, she sure
And
was.
I have to admit, Paul sent me a picture a couple of days ago on my iPhone, and he was laying in my bed because Maggie sleeps with me, so Paul's in the bed while I'm away, and he had his arm around. It was mostly Maggie, just saw a bit of Paul, and her eyes were just so big.
She'll be looking for you.
Oh, she will.
Yeah.
She'll be right in that window or the door when I come
Yeah.
home. And I have to admit, I'm anxious.
I bet you are.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, what about you, Charlotte? Do you have a dog?
No, I used to have a black lab,
Okay.
but when he passed, I was just too brokenhearted. I just couldn't get another.
Yeah, okay.
It just broke my heart. And
Well, do you have a goldfish?
I don't have a goldfish. I don't have any pets. I just have my grandchildren
Okay.
that occupy my time now.
There you go.
And you
So,
don't-
but
you don't-
I'm my daughter's doggy babysitter.
Okay, you
When they go
babysit.
away, I'm
Okay.
Izzy's babysitter.
Well, they get you enough to stay
That's right.
hands-on
That's
and
right.
get it out of your system, I guess.
That's right. And I feel very safe when she's in
Yeah.
the house with me.
Well, good.
No one's more hands-on and sharp
Yeah.
with her grandchildren.
How many grandchildren do you
I
have?
have 7.
7
Yeah,
grandkids?
I have
Okay.
7. Only my daughters are in the same town I'm in.
Okay.
So,
Then what about you? Do you have grandchildren?
I have nobody married and no grandchildren.
Okay, well,
but there's still hope.
But-
My youngest son has been telling me lately that just keep hanging on.
There's a possibility.
It could be a possibility,
Okay.
so we shall see.
okay, well, all right. So tell us some interesting trivia. Tell us something that maybe some of the folks do not know about the 51st state.
Well, it does feel like the 51st
Yeah.
state because we are much alike. I mean, there are many differences, but we
Yeah.
are much like,
Yeah.
we have a very similar lifestyle to
Yeah.
most people in the U.S.
Instead of miles, y'all do the kilometers.
Kilometers,
Yeah.
yes, and meters and
Yeah.
and
Fahrenheit, you
grams
do the
and
centigrade.
centigrade,
Right.
but not me. Everything's
still
still
do
Fahrenheit to me.
Okay.
But, and my late husband,
Did too.
he did too. He didn't.
So it's just whatever you want it to be.
It's whatever.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. When
You
he-
know how to know that it's cold? You know how you know when it's cold outside?
Well, yeah.
How?
I don't know. I just walk out there. It's
Yeah,
cold.
just walk out and just go outside and feel great.
And you really know it's cold in the wintertime. Though this was the mildest winter we've ever had
Is it?
in the 40-some years I've lived there.
I know back in the 80s, quite a few years ago, I lived in Miami, Florida, and I think I've shared this with you all, maybe with someone here, that I was actually approved by the Immigration Department to move to Canada to do ministry there. And so I spent some time, and I ended up going back to Miami. Sometimes I wonder how it would have all turned out if I had stayed. But I remember getting off the plane. At that particular time, I flew to Ottawa, I believe. And when I got off the plane and coming straight from Miami,
Culture shock.
I thought I would freeze to death. I mean, I thought I knew what cold it is.
Well, you know, it was
But
actually
it was so cold.
colder in the 80s and 90s. And, well, the last, would you say the last 10 years that it's gradually been warming up
yeah.
in the winters? Though,
Right.
I mean, sometimes.
You didn't get that much snow this winter, did you?
No, we did not. We had 2 really big snows and a few, like 3, 4, 5 inches.
Yeah.
And that's
That's
it.
all we had.
Normally,
Yeah.
we would have snow banks 10 feet tall
Yeah.
or more.
As high as
Like,
your house.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Well,
We
things
did
are
not have it.
changing in lots of ways.
They are,
Yeah.
they are.
But I guess,
Absolutely.
you know, we're just glad to be able to be in the midst of changing. You know,
Yes.
anything that doesn't change is dead. It's not living. So at least we're in the land of the living, aren't we?
That's right.
Yeah. So what have you all learned from Jimmy this round?
From Jimmy?
Yeah. Our great guru of all the technology.
Well, Jimmy is wonderful with all this technology and in all that he does for so many people. And we know his family loves ketchup chips.
Ketchup chips. Yeah.
We know that, but we know how hard Jimmy works.
Yes.
We know how much time and how hard everyone here at Shades of Grace works to help people that need help. And it is absolutely wonderful. And we're so grateful to just play just this tiny, tiny part
Well,
in doing anything
we're
that
grateful.
we can.
Yeah.
And
Do you have any friends in Canada who watch the Shades of Grace program or the Will and Jimmy show? Maybe
Well,
some family members or neighbors?
my daughter watches it
Does she?
sometimes.
Yeah.
She's often gone when it comes on, but she watches it sometimes.
Okay.
And so she does catch it sometimes. But I often see people that are on in different parts of Canada.
Okay.
And I don't know them, but some, I think a lot of people watch it and they don't actually comment
Right.
on it.
Okay, so you're seeing folks from
Right.
Canada because we wouldn't recognize necessarily. And I mean, the way it's set up, we can only see just the ones that are on our page
Right.
primarily. So,
Right.
yeah, but I know we're having sometimes 8,000 and 9,000 people viewing us
Right.
on Sunday afternoons.
I have a friend in
So-
Illinois that sometimes she catches it, and I also have two cousins, one in Grundy and one in, I think she's in Alabama, and she catches it sometimes because she will tell me.
Okay.
And my one neighbor, she sometimes is able to catch it too.
Okay.
So it's, different people at
Well,
different
word
times.
is getting out.
Right,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Of a good thing. So
Absolutely.
what changes, I know you were here in worship this past Saturday, and you've been here 2 Saturdays.
That's right.
And then last year you were here, and the year before you were here. So what did you notice when you came in this time? Is there anything specific about the Shades of Grace worship service that is different than what you remembered before?
Well,
The choir.
Okay.
Well, they had the choir when I was here the last time.
But not when Penny was
Not
here.
when Penny was here.
Yeah,
And just the number of people in the congregation.
yeah, the crowd
The
was
number of
strong.
people.
It's a full house.
And,
Yeah,
and familiar faces and
Yeah.
some not familiar
Right.
faces.
Right.
That
And even the
we're
people
definitely
that
seeing.
come for the food. And
Right.
a lot of them,
You've gotten to know some of the
Yeah.
folks, yeah.
And they're so appreciative
Yeah.
of anything that you do with them, because there was a young man sitting up front, and he stopped me and he said, I just can't begin to tell you how much I appreciate everything that Shades of Grace does.
Was
to
that
help us."
today?
Yeah, it was on
Saturday?
the day, Monday. No, Friday.
Friday.
That was the day we did hot dogs.
Oh,
My
yeah,
days
okay,
are all
today,
mixed up.
right,
It was on
yes.
Friday.
Right.
And I think he was waiting to speak with Jimmy, or
Okay.
maybe to speak with you.
All right,
But
okay.
he just said how grateful, and they're just, but everyone that comes to the door,
Right.
like, they're so appreciative of what people do for them. And I think people don't actually know that, how much that it's appreciated, that people are seeing to it that they get
Right.
food, and Shades of Grace is providing them with so much.
And we're like the clearinghouse here. We're just, it's all about location, location, location. And if it were not from all of our partners, and
Oh,
even
absolutely.
you, those who help us throughout the year, who live a long distance away, we could not do what we do. There's no way.
Right.
But it's really, you've heard the old cliche, it takes a village,
That's right.
and it really does.
It really does.
We couldn't do this alone.
It really does. And there's so many, you have so many wonderful partners
Yes, we do. Yeah.
that come in and give of time, give of food, and just help,
Yeah.
just help in so many different ways.
Right.
And they come here because they know how many people the Shades of Grace
Right.
is reaching out to
Right.
help, so.
Right.
How many people, when they got your bag, say, God bless you.
Yes.
So appreciative.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, I think sometimes people
Kind of feel you
forget that
get to know
just
these
because you don't
people.
have a home, that doesn't mean you don't love the Lord.
Sure, that's
and
exactly
that
right.
I
It
think-
doesn't make you less of a person.
No,
It just makes you having less problems in some ways. Because I told someone a few minutes ago, we go through 3 stages in life, and the first one is wanting stuff. And the second stage is getting stuff that we want. And you know what the third stage is? Getting rid of the stuff.
Yes.
So, you know.
Go of it.
So sometimes I feel like a lot of the folks who are unhoused, you know, they carry everything they own on their back. And, you know, Jesus said if you have clothing and, you know, have food, to be content,
Right.
to be satisfied. And sometimes I think we really get a little bit too wrapped up in the material things, don't you?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Like when one of the things you mentioned on Sunday, if you have 2 coats for Saturday,
Right,
share it. Share
Right.
one. Give one to someone who doesn't have
right,
one.
exactly.
So
Yeah.
it's a good reminder of that we definitely don't need all that we have.
Exactly. And the Bible also says where there is much given, there is much required of us, you know.
Right.
So we just have to be good stewards, and that's what we're trying to do here. And you all make that possible, all of our many friends. By the way, if you're living in the Kingsport area or close by and you'd like to be a guest on the Will and Jimmy Show sometime, call Jimmy, talk with him. We'd love to get your perspective on what we call God's living room, Shades of Grace. We don't get involved in all the arguments and politics of the world or of the church. We simply stay busy doing the work of Jesus. You know, a lot of things change in the world, but the mission of Jesus has never changed. He said, feed the hungry, clothe the naked, heal the sick, visit the prisoners, take care of the widows and the orphans. And we're doing our best to try to do that. And when we're all that busy doing that, we don't have time to even dwell on all those existential things,
That's
do we?
right. That's
Those kinds of things that just hang people up and cause division and impede the work of the kingdom.
That's right.
So
That's right.
we're just staying busy about doing the Lord's work. That's what I like.
I like it too, and
Yeah.
I know sometimes I don't do enough, but I want to do better and I want to do
Oh
more.
my goodness, she does so much.
She does much. Well,
I know I could do more.
word I read the other day says, do the best you can until you know to do better, and then when you know to do better, do better.
Do better,
So,
yes.
something like that. But we're all on a journey. We say here, you know, Dr. Smitty wrote the words to the little song, Walking Each Other
Yes,
Home.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. Pastor Michelle always referred back to when she would be talking, we're all walking each other.
Have you talked to
home.
Pastor Michelle recently? Do you ever
I do.
communicate with her?
Yes, I do.
Oh, good.
On,
All right.
I think it was Saturday.
Okay, great.
Saturday.
Well, good. Well, you know what,
texting her.
where we're at right now, you know what the name of this is, right?
Yes.
What is it?
Pastor Michelle's studio.
This is Studio Michelle.
Yeah, that's right.
Studio Michelle.
Yes.
And we do miss her. You know, she's been moved away from here over a year now. It's hard to believe.
You know, and
How
when
time flies.
Because we always thought we would meet halfway,
Yeah.
but and maybe when things settle down
Yeah.
and has some.
And she was from upstate New York, so it wouldn't be that far for you to meet her halfway
Right.
if she were in New York.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, so when you go back, you'll be making it part of a 2-day journey to go back
That's right.
home.
That's right. We'll go to Erie, Pennsylvania
Okay.
on Wednesday.
So you're leaving on Wednesday?
On Wednesday,
So you're
yes.
leaving in just a couple of days?
Yes, that's right.
Okay,
That's
wow.
right.
Early,
yes.
early morning Wednesday.
Oh, my goodness. Well, your days are getting shorter here.
Right. And really seemed to go quickly,
They did
didn't
go.
they? Like,
Yeah.
I feel like we just got here.
You
and
just
then
got
we're
here.
going home.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, and then you'll head on back. You'll be going to Brantford and then over
Then,
to
yeah,
Sudbury.
then I'll drop Penny off and get back because my little granddaughter has a school trip
Okay.
that I want to get her to.
You know, I think school is out here this week. When does it get out there?
June, the end of June.
The end of
The
June.
end of June,
Okay.
yes. The kids are off for July and August. Those are the months they're off.
And we
Okay.
go
They
back after Labor
After
Day.
Labor Day.
Okay.
We go back in August.
Do they generally have a 9-month, do they have snow days built in, or do they take snow days off?
They don't ever close the schools.
They don't ever?
Like,
Really?
the schools have been closed one day in probably 10 years. They don't run the buses, but they always leave the schools open. Like,
Okay.
it takes a really huge, it would usually be an ice storm.
Right.
That would actually close the schools, and they did close it one day last year.
Do-
But normally they would not.
Is the part that you're in, is it more kind of rolling hills and flat? It's not mountainous.
It's not flat. It's very rocky.
Is it?
In fact, Sudbury is one of the first places that they actually trained the astronauts
Okay.
because of it's more like the
Terrain.
moon.
Really? Okay.
Yes.
And you
So-
said that the city of Sudbury is built around the lake.
That's right. It's
Right.
built around Ramsey Lake.
Yeah, it sounds
It is.
like a beautiful place.
It is beautiful.
Yeah.
It's beautiful for sure.
Right. Now, what is your town, Brantford, known for?
Wayne
The
Gretzky.
telephone, the Bell telephone.
The
And
Bell
I-
telephone.
Yeah, and I know Boston, I think it's Boston down here, also say it is, but Alexander Graham Bell made the first telephone call, and it's in Brantford, Ontario.
Is that where he was from, or he called there?
I know he called there, I'm not positive
Okay.
if he actually lived there or not.
They claim him. Brantford claims him.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Brantford claims it, yes.
So is it known for anything else there?
Wayne Gretzky.
Wayne Gretzky,
Wayne Gretzky,
the hockey
okay.
player.
The great hockey player.
Yeah.
Okay. And what else is Sudbury? Anything else it's known for?
Well, the
Well, nickel. Nickel.
Oh.
It's
It has a
we have
huge nickel.
the big nickel mine. When you come into Sudbury, there's the huge nickel that you will see
Really?
coming in. We used to be known for the smokestack. The Inco is a mining company, and they had the world's tallest smokestack.
Okay.
And it's not used anymore because it was actually sending everything down Hamilton Way, actually.
Yeah.
It was,
Yeah.
So they don't use it anymore. but
Okay.
Definitely known for the smokestack.
Well, that's
And,
interesting. And good fishing.
Good fishing,
Okay.
cold, and, but beautiful.
Good.
Just very, very beautiful.
Well, anything else y'all want to share with the folks tonight before we wind it up?
I will just say I have loved my time here. Look forward to coming back. It's always a great pleasure for us to come and be part of Shades of
Yes,
Grace
okay.
for the short time we can,
Yes.
and when we're not, to just be a virtual member.
You'll be on our virtual
Yes.
membership list.
Yes, absolutely.
All right.
And I agree with Charlotte.
Okay. All right. Well, I know you're anxious to get back that little pup. And what's his name?
Maggie.
Maggie.
It's a little girl.
Maggie. Okay. All right. And you're anxious to get back to your little grandkids.
Yes,
All
yes,
right.
I am.
Well, we wish you all the very best. I hope you have a wonderful trip back.
Thank you very
And have
much.
lots of laughter,
Yes.
memories
Yes,
of here.
absolutely.
We've certainly enjoyed you being here. It's a treasure for us.
Thank you.
And we
We-
treasure your friendship.
We
Okay.
absolutely do also.
All right.
We
Well,
stay in touch through,
yes. Isn't it wonderful? We've got social
Yes.
media,
It really is
texting,
wonderful.
all of
Yes.
this. I mean,
I know, I
Absolutely.
the
love
world
it.
is so much smaller now. It's so much closer
Yeah.
Yes,
to Canada now
That's right.
than it was 100 years ago.
that's
I mean, just
exactly.
a push of the button
Yep.
and you're there.
That's right. That's right.
Well, we really appreciate you all so much for being a part of our virtual congregation and for being our guests tonight on the world famous Will and
Jimmy
Jimmy Show.
Show.
Oh, as I tell Jimmy, you can do it just a little bit better One more time, on the Will and,
Jimmy
Jimmy
Show.
all right, folks, and Jimmy says yay, they did all right. Okay, so good night, everybody. God
Good
bless you.
night.
Good to see you.
Thanks for having us.
Bye.
Bye.